My internship this year is at James E. Shepherd Magnet Middle School in Durham, and I use that site as inspiration for my choice of a college or post-secondary opportunity to explore. James E. Shepherd Middle School is named after the James E. Shepherd man and a pharmacist, civil servant, and educator who was the founder of a college that became North Carolina Central University in 1910. So I decided to visit North Carolina Central University, located about a 1 or 2 minute drive from Shepherd Middle School, to see what offerings they had as a post-secondary institution. It is an HBCU, a historically black college and university, so it does serve majority minority students. I was able to go to the campus and tour this institution, which is considered to be a medium-sized school. Here's some of the views of the sites of visiting the campus. Thinking about what I learned about this institution and that might be important for a school counselor to know, I think about the academic offerings. They have different schools and colleges within the university. They offer degrees at the bachelor's, master's, and PhD levels. So they have programs such as the School of Education, the College of Arts and Sciences, Business, Library and Information Science, Behavioral and Social Sciences, and a School of Law. An important consideration is their University College, which is a program that supports the success of freshmen and sophomores. So in their first 2 years as undergraduates at NCC Central, students are able to get an intensive program that gets them prepared for the academic and personal rigors needed for the transition to college. This is kind of a unique offering that supports academics before students may choose to pursue their selected major or program of study. Being an HBCU, the majority of students identify as Black or African American, accounting for about 85% of students on campus. The other large representations include Hispanics, which make up about 5% of students, and about 4% of students say that they are more than two races. Considering where the students are coming from, the majority of students are from within the state or from within North Carolina, with the most coming from counties such as Cumberland, Durham, Guilford, Wake, and Mecklenburg. Other states also do have some representation, and both represent those along the eastern seaboard. You can see here the average high school GPA and SAT and ACT scores, and these have been rising in recent years. Touring along on campus, you can see they also have athletics, and they're very proud of their Eagles football team and other sports that play a role on campus. I was able to visit undergraduate admissions, find out about the supports that they provide for future Eagles. And one of the most insightful parts of my visit was the opportunity I had to meet with Dr. Nicole Gibbs. She's actually the director of undergraduate admissions. So she oversees the undergraduate admissions process. She manages 18 counselors, and she says she has about a student ambassador staff of about 60. So she's been at North Carolina Central for the last 2.5 years, so it was great to see her insights on the institution and then what she could share for me as a future school counselor. When she shared about her view of North Carolina Central, she talked about how they have bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs. They are growing some of their academic programs, and they are focusing a lot on their new pharmacy and other STEM initiatives. They know that that's meeting an increasingly growing need for students to be trained in these areas. She said there is a diverse population that goes to North Carolina Central, and she said with their growing Hispanic population, they're actually looking at bringing on a bilingual admissions officer to her team to be able to target more of those Hispanic and Latino students. She says the last couple of years they've been exceeding their targeted enrollments, showing that there's a lot of interest in attending this school. And she said overall she thinks about the school, the professors and other staff really want students to be successful. She knows that academics are important and they have the connection to the other Research Triangle schools, so being part of that community is important, and she calls North Carolina Central a staple of the Durham community. One interesting thing she brought up was the Cheatham White Scholarship, which is an innovative full-ride scholarship available at this school. It's also offered at North Carolina A&T, and it allows students to study for free all 4 years. They get study abroad opportunities, and she said a lot of times for scholarships and students that may be eligible for those, there's a real intentional review in their applications, so she encourages students that are interested in those scholarships to get those applications in early. As she described North Carolina Central, she called it an institution of access and how it historically has been an opportunity and an institution willing to educate all types of students that could have access to higher education learning. She did say that they are under the management of the UNC systems of schools, and that has really increased the pressure to be credentialed and required to do certain things as part of being part of the UNC system of schools. So she said tracking how many students actually graduate and making sure that they have places and ways that they can reinforce and remediate students that might show early warning signs of not being able to complete their degree once they arrive on campus. So she said that is what accounts for the higher GPA, SAT, and ACT scores that have been recorded in past years, showing that it might become a little bit less able to be accessed by all students, but meeting and balancing those requirements as it continues to stay grounded in what its historic role has been. When they're considering potential students, they call them future Eagles. They want to look at academics. They want it to be obvious that students have passions. They're able to show their civic energy, their civic engagement. They show leadership. They're able to take ownership and step up and lead something. And one thing that she mentioned that was really interesting was independence. She says a lot of times, especially in the undergraduate admissions process, she thinks it's really important for students to take ownership and leadership in their own applications. She told about a story when, they're calling a potential student and she wants to talk to the student, not to their parents. And so that might be something that school counselors could cultivate within students, helping them be more independent and assured and self-advocate, especially in the application process. Since I work at the middle school level, I wanted her perspective on what could we at the middle school level be able to do to make sure students are ready for post-secondary opportunities. And she agreed that 9th grade is too late. And some of her quotes here were things that she had shared that I think really give insight into the role that middle school counselors can play. First, she said that college is not out of reach. She asks, what experience do you want? So making sure that students know that college can be an option for them, that they do have choices, but being clear on what they want or what they're looking for. She says it's okay to be different, so reinforcing that students, when they're applying, they want to make sure that they're viewed as well-rounded students and that she wants to see, a mix of academics as well as civic engagement and passion, and having that that may not be the same as everyone else is really okay. And then she connected it to career exploration, saying, for students, what careers do you want? So that they know, based on those careers, what training or schooling is needed. So students really have the opportunity to explore careers, but also know what is required of certain steps that they may have for their future. So I was really impressed with my visit to North Carolina Central University, and I'm actually very excited to be hosting an opportunity for some 7th and 8th grade students who will be traveling to campus to participate in a college awareness and engagement field trip day that I'm putting together for April. So I'm excited that my students at Shepherd will also get to learn about this institution that really is just about a minute or two up the road.